It's called the Red Summer. Race riots in dozens of American cities in 1919, including Chicago.
Here, tension mounted for months as African Americans migrated from the South needing jobs and housing. White Chicagoans resisted with violence. And as CBS 2's Jim Williams reports, it all came to a head 100 years ago tomorrow.
My mother was crying.
Juanita Mitchell, today 107, carries a childhood memory. The frightening noise of a mob right outside of her home.
What was the noise like?
They were just yelling at us. All of a sudden I heard my uncle say, "Here they come." And when he said that, it meant that the white folks were coming down 35th Street.
35th Street, where she lived with her family in Bronzeville. White gangs were looking to attack African Americans. Juanita and her little sister hid behind a piano.
Yes, my sister and I were very afraid. We didn't know what to expect.
Just one sliver of the violence that engulfed Chicago 100 years ago this week, when Juanita Mitchell was 7 years old. The 1919 Chicago race riots left an indelible mark on Miss Mitchell and the city.
The riots in Chicago shaped Chicago socially, racially, economically for the next 100 years, up to this very day.
It began on the lakefront on July 27th. A line, though informal, was ironclad at the 29th Street beach. Whites on one side, blacks on the other. Eugene Williams, a young black man on a homemade raft, drifted over to the white side of the lake. A white man hit Williams with a rock, and Williams drowned.
The man who threw the stone was identified by other African Americans, and the police were called and told, "Here's the guy who threw the rock," but the police refused to arrest the thrower of the stone.
A black man fired into the crowd and was gunned down by police. Over the next week and across miles, the riots killed nearly 40 Chicagoans, most of them black, injured hundreds, and left thousands homeless.
Whites really tried to attack and invade and otherwise terrorize black communities in Chicago.
But white gangs met resistance. African American soldiers, just back from World War I, stood guard.
And they knew how to fight. Didn't want to, a battle they didn't ask for, but they weren't going to just take it lying down.
That spirit of resistance would later inspire black Chicagoans to build businesses and seek political power, making it possible for Chicago to elect African Americans mayor decades later.
But I think that that's less to do with Chicago having open arms and welcoming us, and more to do with determination, perhaps coming out of those riots, that we are here and we're going to make our place here, regardless.
Still, the riots left a bleak legacy: strained relations between the black community and police, and racial segregation.
White institutions start finding ways to informally and formally segregate. If we keep people separate, then maybe there won't be more rioting.
An impact felt across Chicago for generations, but it was at the doorstep of a 7-year-old girl that Juanita Mitchell saw the racial strife and its terrifying consequences.
And we were afraid to death.
Afraid to death. It was a terrible time, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Jim Williams, CBS 2 News.
And after those riots, city leaders appointed a biracial commission to investigate what happened and to suggest how to prevent more violence. The conclusion: better education, police-community relations, better housing, and jobs. Issues we still discuss a century later.